If we were to identify an underrated country, Iraq would certainly top the list. While it's often linked with disorder, it holds the prestigious title of the Cradle of Civilization. Currently, the nation grapples with successive waves of profound conflict and violence. Yet there was a period in our history when this country shone as a guiding light, pioneering the path toward a more civilized world. To underscore Iraq's historical importance, it housed Babylon, the wealthiest city in the world throughout history. The city possessed unimaginable wealth, with its inhabitants crafting astonishing artworks from gold. Notably, there was a golden depiction of Baal, an exquisite table allegedly crafted from 22,000 kilograms of pure gold, accompanied by a golden lion and a golden statue of a man. The Grand Royal Palace stood as the largest ever constructed in world history. The country's inhabitants pioneered the earliest forms of writing, agriculture, and cities, dating back between 10,000 and 3000 BCE. Dominant civilizations such as the Sumerians and Neo-Assyrians exerted influence over the region. Additionally, modern Iraq is home to important biblical sites like Nimrud and Nineveh. Situated in the easternmost region of the Arab world, the country shares a similar latitude with the southern United States. Its borders are defined by Turkey to the north, Iran to the east, Syria and Jordan to the west, and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait to the south. Possessing proven oil reserves that rank second globally, trailing only behind Saudi Arabia, Iraq's regime capitalized on this wealth to fund ambitious ventures and development initiatives in 1970. This enabled the nation to establish one of the largest and most well-equipped armed forces in the Arab world. Additionally, the nation possesses the 12th largest natural gas reserves globally. However, political instability has hindered the country from fully leveraging these extensive natural resources and realizing its true potential. As the birthplace of civilization, this country has unsurprisingly yielded captivating discoveries that left the scientific community astounded. From the remnants of King Gilgamesh to an ancient plague, Iraq never ceases to amaze with its wealth of archaeological findings. Let's delve into these intriguing findings. While human civilization blossomed in various regions across the globe, its origins can be traced back thousands of years ago to the ancient Middle East. Mesopotamia, a name derived from the ancient Greek term for the land between the rivers, alludes to the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the dual water sources for a region primarily situated within present-day Iraq, but also encompassing portions of Syria, Turkey, and Iran. Sumer, the earliest documented civilization in the historical region of southern Mesopotamia, emerged during the Chalcolithic and early Bronze Ages around the 6th to 5th millennium BC. For decades, historians held the belief that the Sumerians' advancement in irrigation, ensuring consistent and reliable access to water, propelled them from a subsistence lifestyle to their renowned achievements in writing, temple constructions, and city formations. Nonetheless, recent excavations at the ancient Girsu complex in Iraq, led by the British Museum, presented evidence that contradicted this belief. The Sumerian location of Girsu, now known as Tello, Iraq, holds immense value in Iraq's cultural heritage. During the 3rd millennium BC, it was revered as the sacred abode of the Sumerian hero god Ningirsu, and at its zenith, Girsu sprawled over hundreds of hectares, resembling a colossal city. The British Museum team excavated shells and various artifacts from the lower levels of the canals at the Girsu site to conduct carbon dating. The outcomes were astonishing, suggesting that irrigation may not have been the main trigger for the significant shifts towards a sophisticated civilization. According to the carbon dating results, it's likely that the canals were constructed in the 5th millennium BC. The noteworthy revelation is that the extensive irrigation canals predate the recorded history of Mesopotamia. This suggests an age much older than the inception of cities, by approximately 1,000 years. Traditionally, the prevailing notion was that development in Mesopotamia commenced towards the end of the 4th millennium, around 3,300 BC, marking a crucial transition from pre-urban to urban societies and the advent of writing. Previously, archaeologists posited that once ancient Sumerians mastered crop irrigation, they made the leap from subsistence farming to the intricate societal and religious structures exemplified by the elaborate temples of Girsu. If not the irrigation system, what could have triggered the shift to a more complex society? The main archaeologist on the project suggests it could be linked to a change in beliefs among the people in Girsu. Essentially, it was a process of bringing the power attributed to the gods into the realms of everyday life. Temples and administrative structures served as focal points where the attributed powers of the gods were concentrated, integrating into a broader social and political framework. The remarkable findings at the site continue with the discovery of a forgotten Sumerian temple, known as the Lord Palace of the Kings. This ancient temple, believed to be approximately 4,500 years old, holds the potential to offer vital insights into the ancient Sumerian civilization. Furthermore, the site yielded over 200 cuneiform tablets containing administrative records of the ancient city. In addition to the palace and tablets, the primary temple dedicated to the Sumerian god Ningirsu was also discovered. Until this recent fieldwork, its existence was only known from ancient inscriptions found during the initial excavation of the ancient city. During excavations at the ancient city of Ur in Iraq, archaeologists made a significant discovery, an extensive burial site containing the remains of over 100 individuals. Analysis of the skeletal remains indicated a violent and agonizing death, suggesting the existence of an ancient plague pit. The victims seemed to have succumbed to a highly contagious and lethal disease that rapidly spread across the city, causing a devastating loss of life. Lab examinations of the remains revealed traces of the Yersinia pestis bacterium. It is the source of the plague, responsible for outbreaks like the plague of Justinian and the Black Death, the most fatal pandemic documented in history. The ancient plague outbreak in Ur is believed to have occurred around 4,000 years ago, marking one of the earliest known instances of this deadly pathogen. The unearthing of this ancient plague pit prompts numerous questions. How did the disease penetrate the region, and what factors accelerated its rapid spread and high mortality rate? Some researchers speculate that trade routes and military campaigns played a role in spreading the disease. Ur was a major trade hub, making it susceptible to new diseases introduced from distant regions. Additionally, crowded living conditions and inadequate sanitation provided an ideal environment for the bacteria to thrive. The ancient plague pit serves as a chilling reminder of the havoc infectious diseases can wreak. Studying ancient plagues like the one in Ur offers crucial insights into the origins and transmission of lethal pathogens, ultimately aiding in our preparedness and prevention of future outbreaks. Based on a recent discovery in southern Iraq, it appears that our ancestors had knowledge of methods to keep their food cool. Whether we're talking about the Harappan, Mesopotamian, or Mohenjo-Daro civilizations, archaeologists sometimes find clues about how our ancestors lived. These discoveries show that our ancestors were quite advanced, even though we might not be aware of it. Archaeologists found the remains of a 5,000-year-old tavern. This finding is going to help us learn about what life was like in the very first cities in the world. After digging, the scientists discovered an open area for eating, benches, an old oven, ancient food remains, and a 5,000-year-old structure that kept food cool, similar to today's fridge. They also found pointed bowls with leftover fish. Not only that, they've also uncovered an ancient beer recipe. These discoveries have generated a great deal of enthusiasm among archaeologists and history enthusiasts. While food remnants have been found in various places like Mesopotamia, Sumerian, and the Indus Valley in the past, this discovery is unique. For the first time, a refrigerator-like structure has been found. This finding not only highlights the skills of the people from that time, but also sheds light on how they preserved perishable items like fish in this ancient cooling structure. In 2003, a team led by Jörg Fassbender uncovered what's believed to be the complete city of Uruk. This city, situated along the Euphrates in present-day Iraq, is where the legendary King Gilgamesh, ruler of Uruk, is said to have rested. For a long time, it was widely believed that the Epic of Gilgamesh was purely a creation of literature, and King Gilgamesh might not have been a real historical figure. However, Jörg Fassbender's discovery changed this perception. The researchers reported that they discovered the perfectly preserved body of a massive giant believed to be that of Gilgamesh. They sent them to laboratories for testing, including carbon dating. But, since the discovery, not much has been said about it, and it has been kept under wraps. As expected, the discovery has been the subject of some controversy. Interestingly, the expedition didn't just find the burial site, they stumbled upon an extensive area of over 100,000 hectares, many of which were described in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Fassbender mentioned the unearthing of Babylonian houses and properties scattered underground, dating back thousands of years. They explored an area exceeding 100 hectares, where they uncovered gardens, field structures, and Babylonian houses, all mirroring what was vividly depicted in the epic. The Epic of Gilgamesh stands as the oldest known piece of literature, chronicling the extraordinary story of Gilgamesh, a formidable Sumerian king. According to this story, Gilgamesh was no ordinary man. He was a demigod, born as the son of the priest-king Lugalbanda and the goddess Ninsun. Exceptionally tall, exceptionally beautiful, and possessed of immense strength, Gilgamesh surpassed all in his might. He led vast armies, displaying the ferocity of a wild bull in battle. Yet his power bred arrogance, and he ruled tyrannically, demanding adoration and constructing monuments in his honor without challenge. As time passed, the people of Uruk started hating Gilgamesh for his cruelty. They prayed to the gods to protect them. Anu, a kind god, heard their prayers and instructed the goddess of vegetation, Aruru, to create a new mighty being named Enkidu. In an epic battle lasting 7 days, Gilgamesh and Enkidu clashed, causing great destruction. Ultimately, Gilgamesh emerged victorious. But instead of finishing Enkidu, he extended a hand of friendship. This marked a turning point for Gilgamesh, who transformed into a just king and ceased tormenting his people. Gilgamesh and Enkidu embarked on numerous adventures together, triumphing over monsters and heroes. However, the gods punished Enkidu for killing the Bull of Heaven, leading to his death. Enkidu's demise instilled a profound fear of mortality in Gilgamesh, compelling him to seek immortality and a way to bring Enkidu back to life. Yet, following an unsuccessful journey, Gilgamesh came to the realization that his pursuit of immortality was futile. He came to terms with the fact that no matter how powerful or affluent a person may be, they cannot evade death. In contemporary times, we've witnessed immense cities devoid of inhabitants. It appears that ancient Iraq experienced a similar phenomenon. The country hosts numerous ancient cities that once thrived as vibrant centers of culture, trade, and religion. However, over time, many of these cities faced a mysterious abandonment, leaving eerie ghost towns that still echo in the landscape today. One such city is Hatra, a prominent fortress city during the Parthian Empire. Hatra boasted formidable defensive structures, including massive walls, allowing it to endure numerous sieges. Despite its remarkable fortifications, the city was eventually deserted in the 3rd century AD, with the exact reasons shrouded in uncertainty. Theories propose a combination of factors, including political instability, economic decline, and invasion by foreign forces. Today, Hatra stands as a desolate and haunting testament to the impermanence of human civilization. Its silent streets and decaying ruins serve as a powerful reminder of the fleeting nature of power and the unstoppable passage of time. In recent years, scientists and archaeologists working within Iraq have unearthed enigmatic radioactive remnants across diverse sites, triggering inquiries into their origins and implications. Scientists found these radioactive materials in old buildings, dirt samples, and even in human remains. This has made researchers both curious and worried. One theory regarding the presence of radioactive materials in Iraq pertains to the ancient utilization of naturally occurring radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. These elements may have inadvertently entered the environment through their application in pigment production, glazes, or other materials. Conversely, researchers propose intentional uses of these elements, such as for medical treatments or even early forms of warfare. Another plausible explanation for the radioactive remnants in Iraq is the existence of naturally occurring radon gas, which can accumulate in enclosed spaces like underground tombs and sealed chambers. Radon, a radioactive gas resulting from the decay of uranium and thorium in the Earth's crust, can accumulate within structures, leading to heightened levels of radioactivity. The discovery of radioactive materials at ancient Iraqi sites also raises concerns regarding potential health risks for archaeologists and local populations. Prolonged exposure to radiation can lead to various health issues, including cancer and birth defects. Consequently, researchers are taking precautions to minimize radiation exposure while conducting excavations and analyses. These mysterious radioactive remnants in Iraq underscore the intricate and often unforeseen ways in which the past continues to shape the present. Their presence in the archaeological record prompts inquiries into the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations and potential hazards inadvertently left behind by their activities. Through continued investigation of these puzzling findings, we gain a deeper understanding of the multifaceted history of human innovation and its enduring impact on the world. What are your thoughts about this? I hope you like our story. Until the next one.